What's going on, fam? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray, back with another Gamecock news update. And today, I am talking Luke Doty and Jason Brown, who should start, what the actual announcement for Shane Beamer means for Gamecock Nation, and everything else, man. Just everything else. But before I go any further, man, here's what I need you to do, man. One, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, man. Also hit the notification bell like you know every time I drop a video. And also check out the Lucky Report. Every week I drop a new vlog. I should be dropping one soon. I just been busy working on other stuff. But as you guys know, Shane Beamer, the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks, has already announced that Luke Doty will be the starting quarterback day one against East Illinois. He's seen enough. He said unless something significant happens, that Luke Doty will be the quarterback. But fans and everybody's been talking about Luke Doty wasn't the best quarterback on the field at the spring game. So we're going to read an article. Shane Beamer thinks that Luke Doty reminds him of somebody special at Oklahoma. We're going to see who that is, and we're going to kind of compare the two real quick as far as what they did during the spring game. I'm going to give you my analysis about that. You know what I do, man. So let's get into this real quick. Okay, that's not what I want to see. That's not what you want to see. All right. So y'all see what Beamer declares mean for the Gamecocks. All right. So I lied. I think we're going to read about this real quick. It says sophomore quarterback Luke Doty picked themselves off the turf, flipped the ball to the referee to his right, and smirked towards Gamecock freshman defensive back Odell Fortune, lying on the ground beneath him. In the spring game in which Doty was barely supposed to sniff contact, the sophomore signal caller received a crunch of the shoulder pads near the visiting 25-yard line, midway through the scrimmage portion of Saturday's Garnet and Black game. With an ear-to-ear grin tucked beneath his face mask, he trotted back towards the huddle if to say, "I'm here." Speaking with reporters afterwards, the first-year head coach Shane Beamer all but doubled down on Doty's subtle, I think there was, introduction to the 13,225 Gamecock faithful in attendance of the game Williams-Brice Stadium. Unless something just totally changes between now and when we watch the tape, Beamer proclaims after the game, Luke is our starting quarterback. On a day that was as much about showing as it was productive, the afternoon served as a brief glimpse at the quarterback room set to be spearheaded by sophomore and backfield that sounds to be among the Southeastern's elite. Coaches and teammates have raved about Doty dating back to him revealing Colin Hill in a loss to Missouri last November. Offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield has lauded his athleticism in a tribute that made him the number 4 dual threat quarterback in the 2020 class, according to 24/7 Sports Composite. Beamer went as far as to challenge the rest of the quarterback room to actually make it a competition. Just that in recent weeks, instead, Doty has continued to soar, at least through media sessions and press conference walk. There was nothing overly exceptional about Doty's play in Sunday's limited scrimmage. He finished the afternoon with 5 for 754 yards with a quarterback rating of 136.2 and added another 6 yards on a rush that saw him and Fortune crunch the shoulder pads. It wasn't a world-beating afternoon by any stretch, but Doty Day was a result simple and largely effective performance. For a South Carolina program that has needed a more consistent presence at quarterback, Doty offered just that for the time being. We're going to start right there. Right here. Just a little quick comparison. Like I said, Doty had 54 yards. He was 5 for 7. And Brown, which didn't play that much. He only played a few snaps because, remember, Colton Gaither, played a lot of that second half. That second team offense during the scrimmage. But the limited time he did get, he was 3 from 5 for 47 yards. So we're going to come back, man. We're going to talk about this real quick because, yeah, man, I got something to say about that. right now. So if we look at Luke Doty and what he did during the scrimmage, I don't see how it was 5 from 7. I didn't see that at all. I clearly didn't see 5 from 7. In the scrimmage portion, I only saw him made 2 passes. To me. Now, I may be wrong. But clearly, every deep pass that Luke Doty tried to attempt was unsuccessful. And it seemed like the South Carolina offense is going to be heavily dependent on the run game. And they're going to have a lot of design run plays for Luke Doty as well. So we're going to get a heavy dose of a 1-2-3 punch of Kevin Harris, Marshawn Lloyd, and we have Luke Doty. And if 2 of those running backs are injured, we do have Z Williams, I believe. I can't top of my head, number 11. He did really well. Jason Brown did look like the better quarterback option as far as throwing the ball. So my question is this, and I heard a lot of people say, well, Luke, give him some time. He's going to learn. He didn't look that bad. Which, I mean, in the big scheme of things, it didn't look – it looked okay. But for the spring game, I wanted to see Luke Doty make a jump as a passer. We already know he can run. We know that he can get in the open field. He has wheels. It was the reason why he was the number 4 dual threat quarterback in the nation, according to 247sports.com. The problem with Luke Doty and what we seen in the 2020 season was when he had to throw the ball, he was less accurate, and the balls did not come out. And his stance and his poise, all those different things didn't, for me, watching Luke, didn't equate to, okay, this dude's going to be a problem in the pocket, passing the ball. Now, running, different story. So there's 2 scenarios that I think that's going to happen. The first scenario is that if our run game is crazy, we are not going to have to depend on Luke Doty to pass the ball like that. Because our best receiver coming out of spring has been Dakereon Joyner. E.J. Jenkins is going to be a problem because he's 6'7". He's a big guy. So he's going to be in the mix a lot. Trey Smith, from what I saw, a little rusty. He did drop a pass that Luke was trying to throw to him. So some of these passes, I have to admit, some of these passes that Luke tried to make to these receivers were drop passes. I know that was a drop pass, and he had an interception that was called back from a pass interference. So if our run game is crazy and we're 3 yards in a cloud of dust, there's no need really to depend on Luke to pass the ball like that. It's, the play action pass will be opening up and the short game will be there. But I truly believe that we are going to run into problems if we are down and our run game is not clicking and we have to have Luke Doty pass the ball if he cannot get any leverage with his feet. Because what I see is a quarterback, again, as he snaps the ball back, he's looking to run first. I may be wrong. I may be dead wrong. But guys, look at the plays. Most of those plays in the scrimmages were runs. His biggest pass was to Dakereon Joyner. I think it was like 30 yards. If he didn't have that 30-yard pass to Dakereon Joyner, he wouldn't have 54 yards on the day. He wouldn't have been 5 for 7, which I still didn't see him complete 5 passes. He may have completed 5 passes in the in those scenarios, and they counted those, which I think they did. But during the scrimmage, I only saw him complete 2 passes. Write in the comment section below if he completed way more passes I'm talking about in these scrimmage portions. I'm not talking about the scenarios or the situational. No, I'm talking about the scrimmage. So if I think it's a problem, I think there will be a quarterback not a controversy, but a competition. Is Jason Brown the 3rd quarterback at South Carolina? No. Did y'all see Colton out there? got here. He's not ready for prime time. He's not. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not the second quarterback out there, and Connor Jordan didn't even play in the scrimmage. But they're the two quarterbacks that was talked about, and Jason Brown was like, a afterthought. So my thing is this. Luke Doty is going to start 3 or 4 or 5 of the games. The problem's going to come in for Luke is when we get to SEC play. Then, if he has developed as a quarterback and our running game isn't clicking, that's a big if, because we may just run the ball and we may control the offense that way. If we can do that, I think Luke is in great shape. But it's interesting to me that Shane Beamer is not only giving a vote of confidence to Luke Doty, but he's saying the other quarterbacks need to step it up. How? In what way? What are you looking for? That's one thing that I don't understand, because I'm like, to me, Sunday, and a lot of people think that Jason Brown had the better game. And I understand that during the Garden and Black game, we didn't truly have a traditional one because we had a quarter of the team injured, 23 players that didn't even suit up. So we couldn't get that's what I wish we had, a traditional game, so that we can actually look at them boys. You know what I'm saying? Give a better look at Jason Brown. Give a better look at Luke Doty. Give a better look at the other quarterbacks and kind of see. We only had two quarters, really, a play. Really. And most of those touchdowns came from running the ball. So this is my thought, man. I just I was thinking, and I think that the reason why the Carolina fans love Steve Spurrier so much, because Steve did not care about quarterbacks and their rankings. If you did not have a good game, or if you wasn't holding your end of the bargain, if you weren't doing your job, Steve would yank you. It was one year, I think he played 3 quarterbacks in one game. I believe it was back when he was the late 2000s. I believe it. Now, I remember it was Connor Shaw and it was Steven Garcia. I remember those two, and Steven messed up. Connor was in. Connor messed up. Third string was in. Steve didn't care. He will get a quarterback in there. And I think the problem with Will Muschamp, and I hope Shane Beamer's not the same way, is they stick with the quarterback too much. Now, mind you want to have a guy, but why announce now that he's going to be the guy? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But here's what I need you to do. Let me know what you think about the comment section below. Let me know what you think about Luke Doty. How do you thought about he did in the spring game? A lot of you guys look, man, that wasn't it, Chief. I mean, a lot of us are saying that we're going to hope and pray that things get better, but a lot of us man, that ain't it, Chief. So let me know what you think about the comment section below. Again, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, and please don't forget all 3. Lucky Murray back with another Gamecock news update, and yes, it was good. It was good to see the Gamecocks there, but I don't think that Luke Doty should have been named starter so early. But hey, I'm just a guy behind the microphone. You see it right here. You let me know what you think about the comment section below. But like always, until next time, people.